Time now for The Real Estate Connection with Stephen Theard, a realtor and certified probate and real estate specialist. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor looking to downsize, move up, or refinance, this program is for you.
Our house in the middle of our street.
From probate sales to landscape design to home repairs and maintenance, this is your weekly look into all things real estate. Now your host for The Real Estate Connection, Stephen Theard.
Hey everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Real Estate Connection, brought to you by Good Patriot Realty. A salute to home ownership. Wow, it is amazing. We are in April. Can you believe it? It's already the 6th of the month, and this year is just flying by. We're already down one full quarter, and we've moved into the second quarter, and thankfully, we are now in springtime. We were deluged with rain out here in California, and it has been an absolute blessing. It looks like Ireland. When you drive through Santa Clara County and throughout the valley, all the hills are green. It's like an emerald green everywhere you look. It's absolutely magnificent. The air is clear. You can see mountain ranges surrounding you. It would have been like when people came here originally to the valley and they came and dropped down and were like, whoa, this place is green and fertile. And yes, Santa Clara Valley was founded on agriculture, and we still are surrounded by quite a bit of it, especially here in Gilroy, where we're still famous for Gilroy garlic. But I digress. I'm moving into history, and we're here to talk about real estate. That's right, the Real Estate Connection, brought to you by Good Patriot Realty, a salute to home ownership. It is a busy week right now. We're celebrating Easter and the Holy Week, and the golf tournament of the year is on this week, the Masters. Talk about green. The place is absolutely magnificent. So there's a lot going on, and I'm glad that you could take some of your valuable time and spend it with me. And what are we going over right now? Well, it's time for the real estate market update for California, Q1 2023, and the San Francisco Bay Area. You know what, folks? The numbers are in and they don't lie. The market has changed. It has changed. But we all knew that it's changed, and we felt the effects of it. But now we have data. We have information and numbers that tell us exactly where we're at and what we're dealing with. And that helps, because knowledge is power, and it helps for people to make informed decisions when it comes to either selling their houses or buying their houses. And oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for any of your referrals. If you have anybody out there in your family, friend, sphere of influence that is looking to buy or sell a home, and they want real on-the-ground expertise, people who have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the market, tell them to give Stephen Theard a call at 408-472-0817. That's right, 408-472-0817. I'm not ashamed to ask, because I am in business to serve and to, of course, make an income. And that's what turns the world around. Give to somebody else, and then they give back. And that's just how our market, a free market system, works. But back to the show. So we're going to start off by talking about, there was definitely a noticeable decline all at once in the market, and it seemed to cool overnight. And that happened, I believe, at least from what I could see, in about March or April of 2022. Literally, interest rates just were kind of slowly inching up, and people were kind of like in disbelief. Well, I'm not really sure. They seem to be going up, but they never haven't been this high before. Is it really going to go up? Is the Fed going to raise the rates again? What's going on? Do we really have inflation? We were told it was transitory. It wasn't really going to be sticking around. But lo and behold, the Federal Reserve started raising interest rates. And then even though they're not tied together, the real estate interest rates started going up as well. And then all of a sudden, that $1.3 million house in San Jose, California, where you were going to buy it with a, 3%, 3.5% interest rate that you could afford the monthly payments on, all of a sudden jumped over to 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6%, and people got cut right out of the market. And then we just had this absolutely like turn off of the real estate market, and now the numbers are in and we can see exactly what's going on. So we're going to start high level with California numbers to see exactly what the whole state is going through. So for California, and oh, by the way, I do have to thank the California Association of Realtors for this information. I gleaned it from their website. It's part of our membership privileges of being a member as a realtor. I'm a paid member of the California Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors, and they provide this market information for us to share with you, the general public. So California existing home sales as of February. Now I said Q1, but that's the complete data we have through February. And I know we're in April, but they lag a month behind. But through February, we are at total home sales for the state, 284,010 houses. Now, what does that mean? We're down 32.2% from the prior year. So there's been a huge decrease in housing being sold. And that is an effect of higher interest rates in the marketplace, because people for the last 10 years have either refinanced or purchased new homes with really low rates. And if you're going to move, can you afford to buy that next house with an interest rate at 6.5%? Now, what's also changed is the California median sales price. It is at $735,480. That's $735,480, and that's down 4.8%. So for the whole entire state, we are down on average almost 5%, but real estate is really local. It's hyper local, and it's a different market in Los Banos or Modesto and Stockton than it is for San Jose, Mountain View, Cupertino, Los Gatos, Santa Cruz, right? And so this is an average for the whole state. You'll see a little later on what's actually happening in the San Francisco Bay Area. All right, so California unsold inventory index is 3.2 months worth of supply. So what I've said in the past is if you have 3 months of inventory available, all sitting around waiting to be purchased, you're pretty much in a balanced market. It's not really a buyer's market. It's not really a seller's market. It's more of a it's more of a balanced market. I did not say buyers. I said balanced market. And with that, normally when you have a balanced market, fair market value is about what you can expect to get out of the sale of your home and out of the purchase of a home, especially if it's super nice, totally dialed, ready to go. All the updates have been completed and you can just move in and not touch it. Those houses, depending on where the area is, are still getting a couple of offers and maybe a little bit over asking. So we'll get into those details later. All right, but California as a whole, the median days on market is 28 days. Now that number is a significant change from where we were last year. We are up 211% year over year. And I remember it, January, February, March, April of 2022, you would put a house on the market and that dude was gone in a week to 2 weeks, just like water hitting a hot fire pan, right? A sizzling hot, gone, just into steam. It just disappeared, right? That is significant. This means that yes, the market's still moving, but it's moving at a much more normal pace. 30 days to get a house sold. We've been spoiled. Sellers have been spoiled with the fact that they would just stick a sign in the front yard, have a couple open houses, and the house would be sold. But that's no longer the case, and we need to all adjust our expectations. All right, so we're going to get into the San Francisco Bay Area, so you have an idea of what's going on in your own backyard. All right, so San Francisco Bay Area existing home sales are down 32%. So it actually matches the state. It's a little bit less severe, as the state's was 32.2%, but we're down 32%, which means people are just not putting their houses on the market and selling them like they were in the past. All right, but the median sales price in the San Francisco Bay Area is $1,050,000, and that is down 19.2%. In comparison to the state average of 4.8%, the San Francisco Bay Area has taken a significant hit in the value of real estate over the last year. Now, does that mean that there isn't still value in our market? No, there is still value in our market. It's just we went way up at an aggressive rate for at least 2 years, where things were just going boom, 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 boom. And now that we have a more balanced market, that aggressive incline is going to see a like-kind reaction of an aggressive decline in the market. So it's come down 19.2%. Unsold inventory in the San Francisco Bay Area mimics the state, but it's just a little bit lower at 2.7 months of inventory. So it's not quite 3, but it's close. So if it's going to inch anywhere, I mean, I don't want to really say this. It's a balanced market, because I don't want to say to you sellers out there and give you false hope that it's a seller's market. It really isn't. It's more of a balanced market. And as you can see, price points have been coming down. So if you are going to be listing your house for sale, please, you have to adjust your expectations. We are not in the same market that we were in the first quarter of 2022, and we're definitely long gone from 2021. If you have to sell, you have to adjust your rate down. You're looking, depending on where you're at in the Bay Area, going to come down 10, 15% from where you were last year. And then that's the new fair market value, and that's what you're shooting for. That's what you want to get, okay? Unless your house is just dialed, and even then you're coming down, and then you're going to have to wait. Now, median days on market aren't quite as high as they are for the entire state. It's only 17 days. However, if your house has gone past that 17 days, that is the market telling you your house is listed too high. So if you've missed the target of 17 days, you're overpriced. And you have to then have a meeting with your real estate professional and make the adjustment and make it quick. Because in our environment, in our culture, people don't like to negotiate pushing down as buyers. Nobody likes to be rejected. You don't want to see your offer rejected. You want to see your offer accepted. And if you think that your offer is going to be too low and the seller's not going to take it, then you're probably not going to write the offer at all. Those people who are aggressive in the marketplace, who will write an aggressive offer to try to push the price down, are looking for rock bottom prices, and they're not afraid of offending anyone or having their offer rejected. They're actually expecting it, because what they're really looking for is to see what your bottom line number is. And if it matches up to what they think is fair, they may do the deal with you, or they could walk away. But if you want a normal type of everyday buyer that's going to walk into your front door, who's looking to buy a house to live in for their family, then you need to adjust your list price downwards if you haven't gone into contract in, say, 17 days. Now, the Bay Area sales price to list price ratio is 99.4%. So what's that telling you? Fair market value is king. Let me do that again. Fair market value is king. If you're getting fair market value, you've done well. Now, that doesn't mean that the buyer's not going to ask for repairs if there's deferred maintenance, or to help with closing costs and things of that nature. They probably will, because the buying population has definitely shrunk, which is why houses are sitting on the market longer, even though we are down in our inventory 32%. right? There's just not as many people running around buying houses. Now, it is spring, and the people who are serious are out there, and they are looking to buy a house. So if your house is still sitting in this really hot time of the market, it's definitely a price issue. Now, for Santa Clara County specifically, since I have a lot of people that listen to the podcast from Santa Clara County, the median sales price is $1.5 million. Now, but you got to remember, Santa Clara County is made up of San Jose. It's made up of Cupertino. You have Los Gatos. You have Saratoga. You have Almaden Valley, Cambrian, Willow Glen. There's some really high-priced neighborhoods within Santa Clara County that drive that median price up. So even though for the Bay Area as a whole, it's at $1.5 million, for Santa Clara County, we're at $1.5 million. Now let's talk about sales. Like we said again, California existing home sales are down 32% and at 284,010. Affordability in California is still an issue. And San Francisco Bay Area home sales are down 32%. Now, the San Francisco Bay Area, though, only makes up 17% of total California sales, all right? So we're down here locally, but that just gives you an idea of our impact on the state. Homes selling over $1 million are down the most, according to the California Association of Realtors. So houses that are listed between $1 million to $2 million, they're down 38% in turnover in sales, right? That's where we're at. We're down 38% for homes that are between $1 million and $2 million. And then homes that are priced over $2 million are down 49%. So that's a big hit in the luxury market, okay? Even though those people have money, they're telling you something. They're not willing to let go of cash. They don't see an economic brightness in the future for whatever reason. And so they're pulling back from buying those really expensive, what we call luxury homes in California. Now, Good Patriot Realty has two brands. We have we do have a brand that deals with all homes, but we also do have a luxury brand that deals with multi-million-dollar properties, and we're seeing that as well. All right, so for pricing, and this goes back to where you want to be. Fair market value is king. California price per square foot is at $373 per square foot. Again, California price per square foot is at $373 per square foot, which is down 4.8% year over year. However, San Francisco Bay Area price per square foot is down 14.7% for single family homes. All right. So that's down significantly. All right. And that goes back to where we're in line with our median sales price for homes is down 19%. So your pricing is coming down as well. Hasn't quite caught up to the solds because, again, you're not getting 100%. You're getting about 99% as a whole for the Bay Area, but it's different city by city and county by county. All right. About 50% of the homes sold are over the list price in the San Francisco Bay Area. So you're saying, Stephen, whoa, wait a minute. You're telling me prices are down, price per square footage is down, median sales price is down. However, we do live in an area where people still have a lot of money. And that is the rub of the whole real estate market, because there's still a lot of .com money out there. There's still a lot of stock option money out there. People have stockpiled money away and they have it. And when they decide to spend it, they can spend it aggressively. Now, does that mean being over the list price by 15, 20, 30%? No, it could be over list price by 0.5%, 0.25%. Say if the house was listed for $1,499,000 and somebody decided they just had to have it, and so they gave them $1.5 million, right? It's still over the list price. So this number in percentages is nebulous, and we don't have the details behind it. But what we're saying is there are some properties that are just so nice that people are willing to pay over the asking price in order to get it, because nobody likes to lose. You want to win the deal. And sometimes the house is the prize, even in the market that we're in right now. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for that perfect house, you're not by yourself. There's somebody else looking for it too. And maybe 2 or 3 people looking for the same house in the same city, in the same school district, in the same price range. And you all discover it at the same time. That creates competition for that particular house. Okay? I'm not saying that's the market, but I'm saying there are anomalies in every bell curve. Okay, so let's go into inventory. All right, so approximately 3.2 months of active inventory for the whole state. Inventory, though, is higher than where we were in 2022, but it's historically still low, all right, for the state. And inventory has been slowly coming onto the market, but I think that's due to just the fact that we're in the heart of the selling season, and we had a very long winter, a very long and wet and cold winter. And if you're a home seller, you're not wanting to deal with people coming into your house with wet, muddy feet. You're not able to go outside and trim up those bushes and hedges and get your house ready for sale, especially if it might need paint or roofing or fences. I mean, fences have been coming down left and right because of all the winds and the rain that we've been having, and the ground is saturated, not to mention trees falling, mudslides, and all of that stuff, right? So it's been a delay for the traditional real estate market to get started, which usually in California is right after the Super Bowl. But because of the blessings that we've had of the tremendous amounts of rain to shore us up from the drought that we have been in, it's caused a delay for people to put their houses on the market. But they're starting to trickle on. And inventory is just barely replenishing homes as they're sold. So as the good ones come on, as they always do this time of year, and they get snatched up, again, it's 17 days. So that's basically 2 weeks. 2 weeks and the house is gone, and then another house needs to replace it. So what we're seeing is a house sold, a house comes on, a house sold, a house comes on. We're not seeing a house sold and 2 or 3 come on and inventory rising. It's staying pretty flat. All right. And inventory growth is due to depressed sales. So even though we're seeing, like I said, 2.7 months of supply out there, it's not being gobbled up, right? It's taking a long time. 28 days as a whole state. 17 days for the Bay Area, but longer in other places. And so even though it's turning over, it's turning slowly. And so we're not going up to 4, 5, 6 months like we saw in the downturn of 05, 06, where there was a house for sale on every corner. But we're not seeing where we were before, where there was only like a month's supply or a month and a half supply, because houses were just flying off the market faster than people can put them on. All right. So what's the summary or the summation of what's going on in the market? Spring has finally arrived. Okay. And the market is picking up a bit. However, the market is still struggling due to negative financial pressure. Fair market value is king, and buyers have room to negotiate. So hear me now. If you are a buyer and you are qualified and you have a job and you're secure and you can purchase a house, now is the time to do it. Get into the property while that pricing is low. We just talked about that it was down 19% in the Bay Area. This is what you've been looking for. Instead of you fighting and tripping over people in order to get into a property, you don't have to fight them anymore. Get in, negotiate for repairs if you can, get a credit for closing costs or to buy down the interest rate to get you into a better position. If you can afford the payment in the house, get into the house, because later on when the financial markets improve, and we all pray that they will, then you can refinance and get into a lower rate, but you still have the house, and that payment that you're paying has become comfortable, and you're basically freeing up cash later on that you can use for other things, for investment, saving for college, things of that nature. But the house is the prize, especially in California. That is a beautiful state that has great weather and lots of activities and jobs and research and universities. I mean, and wineries and entertainment. It's just, that's why we live here, right? Because you can drive to the snow and ski for 2 days and be back in your house and playing golf the next day on a beautiful spring day. I mean, that's the beauty of California. And you can drive to the coast and enjoy the sunshine and eat dinner at a beautiful sunset over the ocean, or go fishing or hiking. All the beautiful things that we're talking about in California, it still draws people. As much as there is stuff that we complain about, I know, it's still, that's why we're here, right? It takes a lot to push you out of California. So as the market recovers, you'll be able to then take advantage like everybody else. If you're a seller and you need to sell, right? For whatever reason it is, oftentimes it could be bad news, but it could be good news. It could be that your family has grown and you're just out of space and you need the room. Buy the house, move up, get a bigger property, be comfortable. Again, date the rate, marry the house, date the rate. Praying the financial markets will improve, and then the interest rates will come down. You can refinance, but you still have the house, and you've learned how to stay in the property with the payment, and that payment comes down. That's free extra money that you have to invest and do other things with your family, right? Buy the house, no matter what that purpose is. Remember the big why, and don't let the tail wag the dog. Do not let the financial market alter your trajectory if you have the ability to go ahead and move forward. And if you have any questions about your specific situation or scenario, give me a call at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. This podcast will be up on my website, and it will be a blog as well, where I will be posting the details of what I just spoke about. You can listen to it, share it with your friends. Go ahead and go on over to goodpatriotrealty.com. You can check for past podcasts, read my blogs. It'll be distributed out later today. If you want to be on that distribution list, contact me. You see the email address on the screen if you're listening. It's info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com. Or you can just go on over to Apple Podcasts and look for the Real Estate Connection and just sign up, and then you'll be notified every time. If you're checking me out on YouTube, go ahead and hit that smash the like button. If you're on Facebook and watching right now, I appreciate you very much. Share this out with all your friends. Hit like. And I appreciate everything you're doing. All right, so it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful week for Easter. It's a beautiful week for the Masters and golf tournaments. And the sunshine is out and everything is just lush and green. Go outside. Enjoy yourselves. If you're going to church, God bless you. Have a great Easter Sunday. If you're going to play golf this weekend, I hope you hit them straight. And have a good time. Don't get too wrapped up in that score because remember, you're out there to have fun. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. And as it's on a country song, call me sometime. Don't be a stranger. 408-472-0817. And with that, thank you for joining me on another episode of The Real Estate Connection, sponsored by Good Patriot Realty. A salute to home ownership. California DRE 017-00019 can be reached at 408-472-0817.
This has been The Real Estate Connection with Realtor and Certified Probate and Real Estate Specialist Stephen Theard. Licensed Cal DRE number 017-00019. For more information on this program, visit realestateconnectionradio.com. To contact Stephen directly, call 408-472-0817 or email info@realestateconnectionradio.com. And be sure to tune in next week at this time for The Real Estate Connection.